Arizona.
South America. Okay.
Oh!
Ene? Ene.
Fantastic. Do you remember how that all happened and how this got started?
Yeah, we were contacted to inform us that a number of Afghan students were being evacuated from Afghanistan. Our president, Michael Crow, offered to take almost all of them. And then we started thinking, okay, how are we going to do this?
It started from an email from ASU, seriously an email at 11 p.m. from Pam saying they were opening up their university to 67 Afghan women scholars, and they really were looking for a partner.
This was the first ever co-sponsorship arrangement between a higher education institution and IRC.
You needed the complementary skills, information, experiences, knowledge coming from both Arizona State and International Rescue Committee.
For the university to focus on the education, on the community space that it's creating for its students, and then being able to rely on the resettlement agency to focus on resettlement.
When you got the strength of an academic institution, the strength of a global humanitarian organization, those are huge resource capacities that you're bringing to bear for a really important humanitarian support process.
We didn't know when they were going to arrive, or what all of their needs would be, or even how much English they spoke.
We were figuring out what services were going to be needed, who was going to be delivering those services. The situation felt like we were building the airplane while we were flying it.
We started with this very small working group. And then who do we need to bring in? Well, we need to think about healthcare and dining and housing.
The welcome, the community building, the outreach.
Access to cash, to clothing, books.
Medical needs, mental health needs.
We had to really quickly learn the resettlement process.
A training program for our dormitory resident advisors. More or less a Refugees 101.
Daily meetings, weekly meetings for months. It took a top to bottom commitment, always keeping the students front and center.
There were so many people that came forward, right, to support ASU and IRC in this whole process. So it wasn't just these two institutions, it was a community.
Do you want to tell me what you remember thinking when you were leaving Afghanistan?
So when I left my family and my home, I was like, say goodbye to my family without knowing that if I can see them again or not.
The last thing that I remember is like when I say goodbye for my mom and like hug her.
That was very hard, and I felt like selfish when I left them.
I had to decide to be with my family in Afghanistan or save my life and like come out of Afghanistan.
There were very challenging circumstances for these young women to make this kind of pretty much a split-second decision around whether or not to leave everything they've known.
The explosion has happened just by the airport. Everybody is running.
You know, when Afghans were evacuated from Afghanistan last August, September, and came to the U.S., many people were placed on military bases as a temporary measure. Our students were taken to Fort McCoy, Wisconsin, which is just outside La Crosse.
We were in Wisconsin in the military camp, in the refugee camp.
We were there for about 3.5 months.
Do you remember finding out that you would be heading to ASU?
Well, we got the admission of Arizona State University when we were in Wisconsin, and then I was personally really excited for that.
It opened its door to us and gave us the full scholarship to study.
I was completely lost and hopeless. When I find out that I can again do my education, it was like finding a light in a dark place. When I landed, I just was with my friend just yelling, "Oh my God, finally."
We're so glad you're here!
There were a lot of ASU students and faculty and friends at the airport to greet people.
They were cheering and saying, "Welcome to ASU, welcome to Arizona." It was a very warm welcome for us.
I was like, I guess, surprised. I was feeling that there is somebody to support us, to say welcome to us, you know.
I was really excited. I was really excited.
And to look around the room at the students, but also the different members of the community that you've been working with to prepare, and to see their faces and what they're going through was also very powerful. Yeah, I'll never forget that night.
It's hard to describe because it was just such a long journey for them, and then them knowing that this was it, this is where they're landing, right? Like, this was the new place.
Do you want to tell me what it was like when you got to Arizona?
When I first stepped to Arizona, I was thinking that, okay, I'm just really just opening the door, which is I can just grab my dream and just go.
This program has been so kind and the source of hope for us.
This was my dream, that I should have my master's degree, and right now my dream come true.
I have a lot of hopes and dreams, especially right now that I'm in the United States. I'm really grateful for this.
Education is like a universal right? I think we can all agree on that.
I want to live an independent life. I want to work, I want to learn about the world, I want to help people. So only the way that I can do this all is education.
I can do whatever I want through my education. And I can change the world through my education.
What do you hope the program will accomplish?
You know, there are a lot of things, right? The obvious things, the education, the connection to, you know, the services and the social services that are available. But ultimately, I'm hoping we can create a space for them to be who they are and to support their courage to move forward, right? They have a lot to say and they have a lot of impact to make.
Engaged and interactive and just really fun to teach. I don't know, a lot of life that rubbed off on the other students.
To see what empowerment can do and walking alongside somebody through that process is a really beautiful opportunity.
All of us are thinking that we have this opportunity that millions of Afghan friends are hoping for, and they really need that.
The future of Afghanistan will depend on what happens to young Afghans today. And we just have a handful of young Afghans here. But what they can do is already really clear. And that's going to be important for more than Arizona and more than the US and more than just Afghanistan too.
DOCTOR, doctor.
I want to study law in order to help all people around the world who needs help like me.
I want to study nursing. Maybe I start with community health.
I believe in the power of education. I live by these values: to get education and to distribute it to the world.
I think that being a lawyer really will help me to help my people, especially women. Okay.
I don't know if it's a good thing to write.
I think it's a great thing to write.
What was the secret sauce behind that?
The secret sauce, I would have to say that there are some pretty special individuals who were involved.
secret sauce was the collaboration, completely. We just needed to know who to bring around the table at the right time.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, look over here.
It's really been incredible to see everybody just contribute the best of what they have and together to do something that we never thought was possible.
In 20+ years of doing humanitarian work, I put this right up there as one of the best experiences that I've been exposed to. It's really exciting.
Thank you so much.